So now there's a thin line, I believe, between freight brokers who start out struggling in their business, go on and figure some things out, and eventually build a successful freight broker business, and those who start out struggling, continue to struggle, and eventually fail. And what I think it ultimately boils down to is what you believe about freight. So in today's video, I'm going to give you 3 myths that you may believe about freight that's keeping you broke. So now let's get into the business. So now there's no doubt you have certain perspectives, certain thoughts in your mind, an idea, a way that you see things that help you to get to where it is that you want to go. And the question is, how does your thoughts, perspectives, ideas help shape your future? Are they moving you in the direction that you want to go? Are you getting the results that you want? And if you're not getting those results, then we have to take a look at making some changes. I think someone said one time, in order for things to change for you, you have to make some changes. You have to make some internal changes for those things to change. Let me give you an example. When I first started my business, I had the impression that I needed resources, the best resources in order to build the best business. But what I soon figured out is that it really wasn't about having the best resources. It was about starting off with basic resources, learning the business, and going on to build a successful business that I wanted to build. So I had to come down to a paradigm shift and change some things to get me to where it is that I wanted to go. Same for you. So now let's take a look at myth number 1 and see if you need to change some things, change your perspective in order to get you to where it is that you want to go. Myth number 1, once you get set up with shippers, then it's all about contacting them once a week and waiting for them to send you freight opportunities. And this is one that I couldn't disagree with more. Now don't get me wrong. If that's all you have, if that's the only option you have of, reaching out to shippers once a week and waiting for them to send you freight, that's good for a period of time. But we gotta graduate from that because that's a trickle effect. Do you realize how slow it's gonna be for you to have to sit on your computer and just watch the computer and wait and hope that you get an email from the shipper to say, hey, I need you to take a look at this and give me a quote. Yes, we start out like that, but we want to graduate from that as soon as possible. And when I say graduate, I don't mean graduate from it entirely and never go back to it, but just having that as an option, but also having an option where you can use your TMS and go out and get loads that you want to move as often as you want to move them. Like for example, on the weekend, let's say on a Saturday you want to move loads, you need to have a TMS where you can go into that TMS and find loads on a Saturday that you would like to move. That's how you get ahead of the game. That's about having opportunities and being able to take advantage of those opportunities without having to wait for somebody to send it to you. Again, that's the trickle effect, and that's not what we want to do. When we look at the freight game, it's all about having opportunities. And if I don't have to wait for somebody to send them, if I could go on my computer and simply seek out opportunities, find those opportunities, and capitalize on those opportunities, then I'm gonna be in a whole lot better situation than I would if I was just having to wait. So that's not what we wanna do. We don't just wanna wait, although that's a part of it. We don't wanna just wait for shippers to send us freight. Get ahead of the game, get proactive so that you can get those opportunities and take advantage of those opportunities. Because at the end of the day, waiting, wishing, and hoping is probably not gonna get you to the real money in the most time-efficient manner. And just so you'll have an idea of the type of TMS I'm talking about, you'll be able to get a visual, see me use the TMS, check out my free video titled, Don't Wait for Shippers to Send You Freight, Do This Instead. It'll be on the video somewhere up here. Myth number 2, once you start your freight broker business, shippers are gonna find you. They are so in need of trucks that they are going to find you so that they can have access to your trucks. And if you're waiting for shippers to find you, this is what's going to happen. You're going to be sitting at your desk all day, wishing, hoping, and waiting for shippers to ring your phone to ask you for assistance. That's probably not going to happen because they don't know you. They don't know anything about your business. Your business is not even on the radar, not even on the map just yet. So you have to get yourself known. You have to make yourself known to shippers. And in order to do that, you have to start engaging those shippers, reaching out to them unless you're doing some type of advertisement. And when we first get started, we don't have the money usually to start advertising right away. So we got to get on the phone and start reaching out to our shippers. We got to start sending them emails, basically telling them about our service, telling them about our business and what is it that we can do for them, how we can help them solve their problems. If we're not doing that, that phone is not going to ring. It's not about building a business and waiting or thinking that your shipper is just going to find you. It doesn't work that way. You're a new business owner, and your responsibility is to make your service known to your customer base. So get proactive in getting your business known. That's the only way to get traction in this business. That's the only way to make money. Don't have this thinking, this idea in your mind that just because you've built a business, now the business is just going to start flowing in. You as the CEO, you are the catalyst. You are the person that has to make that happen. If you do it, you can do great in this business. If you don't, if you sit back and just relax and think that things are going to come to you, you're going to be a long time waiting. You're going to have a very hard time making a profit. So this is not a time to be scared and shy about what it is that you do. You got to announce to the world that you are a freight broker and you're offering a service that can solve your shippers' problems. And I know sometimes we get a little shame about it. We don't want our friends to know what it is that we're doing because, hey, it might not make it. My business may fail and I don't want everybody to know about it. Throw that thinking out of the window. If your friends laugh at you, if they're critical of you, just accept it as ignorance. They don't understand what it takes to build a successful business, so you don't worry about them. You focus on what it is that you're doing. You're trying to build a successful freight broker business. There's going to be a lot of effort that you have to put into that, a lot of sacrifice, so don't worry about criticism. What do critics do? They criticize. That is what a critic does all day long. He looks for something to be critical about. So if it's your business this time that he's being critical of, if it's you that he's being critical of, it's okay. Just accept it as ignorance and move on to what it is that you're doing. And this is one I want you to keep close for the tough times. I think it was Quincy Jones that said, "Not 1 ounce of my self-worth comes from what you think about me." So at the end of the day, I am who I am. I know who I am, and I'm comfortable with who I am. And I couldn't care less what a critic says about me. And you shouldn't either. Myth number 3, when you first get started in your business, you should focus on trucks. Hell no. There's no reason why you should focus on trucks. Yes, you're gonna need trucks to move your loads from point A to point B. I get that. But trucks don't get you paid in this business. What gets you paid is freight. And what trucks want is freight. Trucks are not looking to just have conversations with you, to get set up with you, just because you're supposed to be getting freight a month or 2 months from now. Trucks are talking about or want to talk about what's happening today, what's happening right now. Do you have freight that I can move today to make money? And if you don't have freight, you have a problem as a freight broker. So our focus in the beginning of our business and throughout our business should always be to get freight. Freight is the gold, G-O-L-D in this business, and it's how you get paid. So it just passes the common sense test as freight brokers, we need to focus our attention, focus our efforts on getting freight in places that we have trucks. Now, really to me, freight, regardless of where it is, I want to get that freight because I know that if I have freight, I can get trucks. I don't care where I have freight at. I don't care about the conditions of where that freight is. When I mean conditions, I mean the environment, temperature, climate, things like that, things that will affect whether truckers want to go into that place or not. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is getting freight. Because getting freight and having freight so that I can sell the trucks, that is what's going to make you win in this business. Not just, going out worrying about getting set up with trucks. Trucks are attracted to freight, and once I get freight, I'll get trucks. So now I said I was going to give you 3 myths that are keeping you broke, but I'm going to share the 4th because I think it's just as important as any of the others we've talked about. The 4th one is, don't focus on money. Now, I hear people say that a lot. I hear the big gurus say, hey, you shouldn't focus on money. But what I also hear them say is, I focused all of my effort and attention on money when I first got started, and then after some time, I changed things. But the initial effort was to focus all of their attention and effort on making money. That's how you make money, because you focus on making money. Where your focus goes, your energy goes. So if you're not focused on making money, then you're probably not going to make a whole lot of money. Yes, we want to learn how the business works. We want to make sure that we're paying very close attention to how the business works. But at the same time, we got to pay attention to money because a business has to make money in order to survive. And it doesn't matter whether that's the first part of the business or whether we're talking the middle stages of the business. The business has to be profitable. In order for your business to stay functional, for you to stay in business, you must make money. So we must focus on making money. And when I say focus on making money, I want you to focus on your margins. At some point, when you start moving loads, you may not be making a whole lot of money when you first get started. But as you start to move loads, as you start to get more experience, then you want to do your homework and say, hey, I can make more money on the front end when it comes to me pricing loads to shippers. Or I can make more money by when I'm talking to carriers, I need to negotiate better. Whatever that may be, make money your focus, because without focusing on money, you're probably not going to have much of it. So now that's what I wanted to share with you today. I certainly hope this information has been helpful. I want to leave you with one quote. I think the quote was by a lady named Marilyn Ferguson. It says, "No one can persuade another to change. Each of us guard a gate of change that can only be opened from the inside. No one can open the gate of another, either by argument or emotional appeal." Close quote. So it's up to you. You have to look at your situation and decide whether or not you want to change. If you do want to change, make the changes and get a different results. If you don't, stay where you are, and then take a chance on never getting out of that hole. And if you're interested in learning more about the freight broker business, you want to get a feel for the business, how it works, see somebody else do the job, you can watch over my shoulder as I move loads, talk to shippers and carriers. Check out my free 5-video series titled How the Load Movement Process Works, link in the description. And if you're interested also in learning more about how to form your conversations, what you want to say to shippers when you first get started, check out my free video titled, What Do I Say to Shippers? So until the next time, see you at the top, because the bottom is much too crowded.